Hello everyone and welcome to Parallax Composer Getting Started tutorial. In this video I tell you something about the animation workspace, I show you the Parallax Composer interface with its main features and tools, and finally I show you how to add layers and create animations. The Parallax Composer is an integrated part of Themo theme, so you don't have to install it. It's available in WordPress admin panel right after theme installation. But before we run PC, we have to create a workspace for our animations. And the basic thing is that if you want to use Parallax Composer, you have to build your content using Visual Composer Page Builder, because only Visual Composer's page sections can be your animation workspaces. And you can add to your page as many sections as you need, but if you want to use these sections as your animation workspaces, you have to add them to Parallax Composer. And to do this, you have to edit each section, go to Animation tab and choose Parallax Composer option. You can also type a label which will be displayed in Parallax Composer on the sections list. And when you save a section and update your page, your section will be automatically added to Parallax Composer. But empty sections are not enough. All animations in Parallax Composer run in relation to the page height, and because Parallax Composer's layers do not distend sections height as shortcodes do, you have to make appropriate space inside sections before you start animating. And you have several ways to do that. You can simply fill your section with Visual Composer shortcodes, like I did here, when some titles, an image and other texts make enough space for my animations. But if you are going to build your content based only on PC layers, then you have to force the section height. And you have two basic methods to do that. You can add empty space shortcode and define padding space, or you can use minimum section height option. And when you finish build your content and create appropriate workspace for animations, you can run Parallax Composer. And we're in the Parallax Composer interface now, and the first thing we have to do is to choose the page on which we're gonna animate. I pick my home page, and now we have to choose the parent section, which will be our animation workspace. But before we go on, I want you to remember a very important thing. Layer assignment to the section is strictly related with layer positioning and layer visibility. It means that layers assigned to a particular section are visible only within this section, so they are hiding behind neighboring section like this layer here or this one here. And the second thing is that layers are positioned in relation to the anchor point placed inside the parent section. So every time you set layers position parameters, they relate to the parent container. So please keep it in mind. Now, I choose the best ingredient section, and let's add a new layer. Parallax Composer gives you 6 different layer types. Image layer for single image animations, multi-object layer for playing sequences of images where images are changing one by one while scrolling, text layer for text animations, audio layer for playing audio files on the page, null object layer, which is just an additional container but it has many different functions, so it's very useful. And there is one more layer which is not on the list. It's a column layer, and it can be added to the PC only via Visual Composer backend. I show you how to use all PC layers in next tutorials, but for this presentation I'm gonna use image layer. We have to choose a file. I pick this one, type the layer label, save, and it's done. My layer has been added to the layers list, and it has appeared on the preview screen in the left top corner of its parent section. Now, when you hover on that layer on the layers list, you can delete this layer, clone it with all its animation, and you can go to its animation panel where the fun starts. So we're in the layer animation panel now, where you find everything you need in animation process. On the left side, beside general options and layer visibility options, you find all parameters which are used for animations. All animations in Parallax Composer are created by assigning different values to one layer parameter at different points of the page height. While scrolling, Parallax Composer creates smooth transitions between one point to another. As you will see, it works similar to popular offline animation programs, but with one basic difference. In those programs you change parameter values in relation to the time, while in the Parallax Composer you change parameters values in relation to the scroll. Every single change of parameter value at a specific point of the page height is marked as a key point on the scroll line. I have 4 default key points added to the scroll line for my image layer. When you double click on a particular key point, the current position indicator will move to the exact point where the key point is added, and you can check what value has been assigned to that key point. So this particular key point informed me that 1080 pixels from the top of the page, 0 pixels value has been assigned to the position X parameter. So these 2 particular key points are my starting position. But nothing is animated yet, so when I am scrolling my page, my layer is moving together with the section. And that's what I'm gonna change now. I want to move my layer down and slightly to the right until it will be completely hidden behind the section below. So what I need to do is to add AND key points to position X and position Y parameters. Now, since I have to move the current position indicator on the scroll line, I can scroll the page, but I can also simply drag it and drop it in the right place. And I can also type the exact position and click enter to get there. Now, at this point on the scroll line, I want to place my layer somewhere over here. And keeping in mind that in this case position parameters refer to the top left corner of my parent section, I'm gonna assign the position Y parameter 1100 pixels value and 150 pixels to my position X parameter. And that's it. We have created our first animation. Now when I'm scroll the page up and down, my layer is moving from its starting position to the end position after 1000 pixels scroll. And this is the essence of the PC animation. It's all about key pointing, assigning different values to one layer parameter at different points of the scroll line. With Parallax Composer, you can combine as many animations for as many layers as you need. I hope you will enjoy our tool, so keep practicing and see you in the next tutorials.